Welcome back to the latest episode of the Unfriendly Cricket Podcast with Krishnan Banerjee, Abhishek Shetty, and with me, Rajesh Gupta. This is a lot of build-up, guys, as we promised. Of course, we've analyzed the Border Gavaskar Trophy. We've done several post-mortem shows on what went wrong, what could have gone right. But, well, what's in the past is in the past. We're not going to dwell over that. We are now looking at the morrow, the Champions Trophy, which kicks off in a few weeks, just a little over a month for the Champions Trophy to get underway. And there's, of course, India versus Pakistan. That will be the big talking point again as we prepare for the tournament. But first off, plenty of heat around India's squad selection. Should Jasprit Bumrah be rested? Mohammad Shami, of course, has come back into the side for the T20I series against England. But before we got online for this show, my two colleagues Krish and Shetty here were fighting over Rishabh Pant and Sanju Samson, the wicket-keeper. Who's the first choice wicket-keeper? KL Rahul was the guy in the World Cup. Of course, Rishabh Pant has since made a comeback. He's looked terrific. And then there's the question, there's a little question of Sanju Samson. Now, every time he seems to go out on the pitch, he gets 100. Krish, how are you going to leave him out? And then who's the first choice?
Of course, KL should be the first choice because he has been playing well at that position, and World Cup was also good for him. I mean, see, there are no parameters to judge an ODI player right now because we haven't played that many ODIs to actually judge anyone. But Sanju left it with a century, and Rishabh, I mean, he hasn't been that great of late with his form. So I would pick Sanju as the second wicket keeper. And maybe if I can play him in the middle, I mean, that would be difficult, really difficult. But yeah, Sanjay would be my second choice. KL Rahul will be my keeper for Champions Trophy for sure.
Abhishek Shetty, both of you are KL Rahul baiters. You know, you almost say things about KL Rahul to attract eye views on your show. Both of you have been unfair with that criticism for KL Rahul. Now Krish is saying, "Oh, KL Rahul is number one." Don't tell me you got the same
No, no, I
agenda.
don't think. I don't think.
I knew
don't
it.
think.
I knew it. I knew it. Come on.
My problem with KL is the last time I
Everything.
saw him, not the last time, but last time I saw him play in an ICC event for India, it is still stuck in my mind, the finals against Australia. And his approach is interview, not
Oh,
his
and he was
innings,
the
but
and he was the only guy, and he was the only batter who failed in that final, obviously,
no,
right?
he didn't. He didn't. But he's the only batter like which played in that 11, and we are speaking about it right now. So, but I don't have any problem with his innings. But what he said after the innings was like, I could have taken the match more deeper. I shouldn't have started hitting so early. And I think he started hitting on the 41st or 42nd over. So that's his mindset, which I'm actually against it. No doubt he's a good longer format player than he's a T20 player. But for me, I'll give a chance to Sanju Samson because Rishabh Pant also doesn't fit in my 11, at least in my
So who's the
11.
number two? Who's the number two? Who's the second
KL,
wicket
KL,
keeping option? KL Rahul.
KL. Yeah.
So by that logic, let's say from what Shetty is saying, in that sense, the top two run scorers from the 2023 ODI World Cup should also not be part of the team because one of them scored over 700 runs, the other scored another nearly 600 runs.
Yeah.
Both of them flopped badly in the Test series against Australia. So, on what basis do you form your
We are not judging.
Champions
I think
Trophy
we are
squad?
not
Why?
judging on their test form. First of
How
all,
will you
that.
judge them?
We will judge obviously a big game player. You cannot remove Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli from the 11.
Which big
You
game
can,
has Rohit and Virat won you of late? Give me five
of late in
instances.
T20 World Cup final,
Oh,
Virat won us. Throughout the
okay,
T20 World
okay,
Cup,
okay.
Rohit Sharma
Throughout,
played well.
throughout, no, not throughout. I mean, there have
T20
been
World Cup, Rohit
cameos,
Sharma
but
was
it
very
was
good.
not throughout. I mean, come on, be subjective in your criticism. I know you're sitting in Mumbai and former Mumbai Indians captain. I know that bias creeps through, Shetty, every time you speak about Rohit versus KL versus Virat.
Yeah.
Our viewers
But
now
do
know
you
how
remember
biased
one
you are.
game
Come
which
on.
KL has won us? Like, I will give you a window of 3 years. Just think about one game
No,
you'll
I
repeat.
can't, and I still stick by what I said.
Yeah.
I think you have to go with Sanju Samson over KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant purely
Yeah.
because of what that guy has done over the last several matches across formats. I mean, he hasn't played a lot of one-day cricket, but
But see,
T20 he was brilliant. So you can't,
here's the problem,
yeah.
right? Let's say I don't see in Jaiswal fitting anywhere in the 11. So you
Yeah.
have top six, seven, all are right-handers. You do not have any left-hander in the playing 11. That is where someone like Rishabh Pant comes in. He will be the only
But how
left-handed
will
option.
one left-hander make a lot of
Ah,
difference? How is
But
going to one left-hander
combinations,
going to? Yeah, but combinations are basically like one right-hander, one left-hander. Like you said, Jaiswal doesn't fit. So one left-hander coming
Jaiswal
from
has no
below.
spot. See,
Yeah,
that is where I would probably play two wicket keepers. One might be one would be Rishabh Pant, who plays as a keeper, and Sanju as a batter. I would probably drop Shreyas Iyer. It will be very difficult to drop him
but you
because
started
he
with
also showed.
KL. You started with saying that you want KL in your team.
No, yeah, I mean, but if I see the combination, then I'll be probably picking Rishabh. But of course, in my gut feeling is that KL Rahul will be India's number one wicket keeper.
Yeah,
But
even I feel that he will be. But if it's in
he
my
is a,
hands,
he's
I would
a see,
say
he's a great
okay.
ODI batter. I mean, no matter what you say, you can hate him for different reasons, but his format is ODI and he excels in that. So he can take the game longer, and Dubai, the kind of pitches we will get, we don't know yet.
You know what can happen is we can sit here and fight before the selectors meet, but I'll tell you what can happen.
They will
I
also
can
fight for
already see
sure.
the I can also see, of course, they might and they should because, but eventually I'll tell you what's going to happen. When India play their first game, it's going to be Gill, Rohit, Kohli, Rahul, Iyer. That will be your top five because you can't forget what they did in that
Yeah.
World Cup, right? Of course, you'll say different countries, but the conditions won't be starkly different. You will still expect a lot of runs, and depends on which pitch they play in Dubai. There will be some fast bowling assists. That is why we were also split over whether we want to talk about Justin Bumrah, whether he'd be fit enough by then. And then there is also the IPL that you have to think of. These are the major eye attractions
why
for
do
the
we need to
IPL.
think of IPL?
Why
Why
not?
we
The
as an
biggest
Indian
cricket
fan
league in
needs
the
to?
why? Why? As Indian fans, I will
What
think of the IPL. Why
what
not?
what will you
Why
prefer
won't you?
more? What will you prefer more? Champions Trophy, Jasprit Bumrah available for India in Champions Trophy, or Jasprit Bumrah being available for Mumbai Indians in
Second,
IPL?
I would go for
Both,
second.
both, both,
He
both.
playing
Because
from
because
Mumbai
we
He was
Indians.
because you're
IPL.
Yeah,
why matlab,
I
how
can't.
can you want
I can digest ODI format. No, I will anyway go with IPL because
so
it's
what's the
T20.
point of this conversation also? Like if we are
It
not
is
putting
there. No, it is there. India are playing. We have to cover that, and we are Indians. We will support our country, and that is where
right.
all the combinations come in.
Why do we
So
care about if Jasprit Bumrah wants to leave
because I
something
am
for
I
to
am
be
more
fit?
concerned yeah, I'm more concerned about his England tour than Champions Trophy
Yeah.
because
So England tour के
IPL
exactly पहले
IPL okay, IPL में he will probably bowl around 50-60 overs in
yeah.
all.
So he
Okay,
will in Champions Trophy if
he will get a
maximum.
longer
Yeah.
no he will get a longer time to recover from the injury he has currently if he does not play Champions
Exactly.
Trophy.
And no, and I think again, we can't speak for the selectors and the coach and the captain, but I think what they also will take into account, if at all Jasprit Bumrah has not recovered or is nowhere near recovery, is how much of an impact will a Bumrah-less attack make? Massive in most conditions. But a half-fit Bumrah, do you
Yeah.
want to keep him cotton gloved? And then see, maybe he will decide not to play the entire tournament in the IPL. Virat Kohli did that once, many years back. He played only 7 games, and when he came back, he wasn't in the best of form, and that was a year
If that
after
happens,
his
Shetty,
record-breaking streak.
your
So
team is anyway losing.
See, even if I support Mumbai Indians or whatever it is, but I still think that if Bumrah has to miss a tournament, he should be missing the later parts of the IPL or the earlier parts of IPL if he wants to stay fit. First thing is that. Second thing is there have been reports that he'll miss the group stages anyway in the Champions Trophy. And if India qualifies for the semi-final and final, then only have to play 2 games, which is fair enough, right? He can
okay,
come and bowl
but
for 2 games.
All are
we
assumptions
started.
currently.
And we started off with wicket keepers. We're also obviously going to obsess over Bumrah like the rest of the country because I was telling someone the other day, I don't remember any Indian cricketer in recent years, at least in my memory, being treated with such, cotton gloves. And he deserves to be because he's one of the greatest pacers to have ever played the game, one of the greatest bowlers across formats. Quickly, starting with Krish, quickly round up that first 11 because you saying KL Rahul. And then you suddenly go to Rishabh Pant because he's a left-hand option, because you don't trust your right-handers to do the job for you. You need somebody else other than
Because
Ravindra Jadeja to
see,
come and step
I
in.
don't know. All I am basing their performances only on taste because that is what they have been playing. Now ODIs might give us a little bit of clarity on where they stand in terms of ODI format, but I still don't see them doing exceptionally well in ODIs. Especially Virat and Rohit. But Virat and Rohit are two greatest ODI batters, and that is where my hopes come in that okay, they might do well. It's like hard versus mind. These are two playing
See, in the
in
in the
me currently.
basis in the basis of giving chances, I think Sanju Samson has been given the least chances amongst these three players, right?
Agreed.
Which
I
we are
absolutely
speaking about.
agreed. Absolutely agreed.
On the biggest of stages, we have never tried him, and lately he has been performing well. So if why not to give
And
Sanju a chance? Why
and
not to give him a chance and see?
his last ODI innings, he had 100 in the last ODI innings he played.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, of course, I mean, that is where Sanju should be the number one choice. But KL Rahul in the ODI team, he's in the leadership group and everything of that sort, all the complications that come in, he will
And
be.
And we
See,
all agree, we all
yeah,
agree that you have no ODI history to look back at for nearly two
exactly.
years. So your closest reference
yeah.
point is the World Cup. So I'll start this off, and you
No,
guys
no.
tell me if there's any contradiction. Give
It's the three match ODI series against Sri Lanka where none of our players
No,
performed.
no, but that was an underpass series. Nobody was motivated. I mean, I know,
Uh,
for instance, there was talk that Rohit and Virat did not want to play, but they were forced into coming into Sri Lanka and play that series. Maybe there's also a question of motivation, right? The
and
bigger
we got
players sometimes they don't
exposed.
feel motivated.
We got
Exposed with
exposed in
what?
that
Exposed with
series.
what?
We
With
lost the
what?
ODI series 2-0 to Sri
But who
Lanka.
cares? But who cares? Again, why are we
Okay.
so? Rohit was good. Rohit was good, wasn't he? He was India's best batter. I mean, he's got a couple of half centuries. He was all right. Virat did not play. He did not feel like it. Come on, it can happen. Nobody
Okay.
watching, and you were there. How many players turned up? How many fans turned up? It wasn't even packed across any of the single stadiums, Chetty.
No,
So
no,
that could be lack of
it was
motivation.
there. It was there just to see Rohit and Virat, but that doesn't
Yeah,
we cannot count it off, right? And that form they got into the Bangladesh series, and we somehow we won the series. Then we got exposed on the turning pitches in Mumbai as well. So if you're saying that they were not interested or something like that, what if
they
the
were
pitch
not.
starts turning in Dubai as well? So
I
you're
don't
saying
think
that it's
that is
not
going to
This
happen
possible.
is
unless there's something drastic. There's not going to happen in Dubai because we've not seen any evidence again recently in several years. You've seen the IPL, you've seen the T20 World Cup all those years back. There's been no recent evidence of any pitches taking turning square. Yes, you're right. I mean, had those been conditions, then you could have. But because you're looking at more or less flat conditions, more or less good batting conditions. I'll start off with Rohit Gill. Kohli at number three, you'll have KL Rahul, you have Shreyas Iyer, and I will still take a punt and I'll say I'll leave number six open. Then you have Ravindra Jadeja. You have
Hardik,
hopefully Jasprit Bumrah free. I'll
Hardik.
leave that. Of
Hardik,
course, Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya at number seven. Then you have Ravindra Jadeja. Then you have the three pace, or maybe one spinner and two more paces to for as Hardik as backup. That's the combination that India have preferred to go with anyway. Before Hardik was injured in that series
this sounds
in the
like a
World
good
Cup.
team. This sounds like a
But
good
who's that
team
number
when you
six?
say.
But who's the number six? Who's the number six? There's only one spot vacant. So that is, I think, that is where the point of difference has been. I will still take a
So I
punt
think
and say
Akshar Patel, if you guys are considering, I think Akshar Patel is the most overlooked player we have in the
Washington
team who
Sundar. I
can
mean, why are you
Washington
forgetting
Sundar,
Washington
Akshar
Sundar?
Patel. I
Because
think one of these guys, I'm not that sure about Jadeja. Okay, we can come to the all rounders also. Between these three,
Nitish
no,
Reddy
Shetty, the
is
all
also
rounders
another good
you
option.
mentioned. Yes, you mentioned, and that is why I left the spot vacant because I wanted one of you to come up with all
See,
rounders because the current coaching management has also stressed on the need for bowling
also,
all rounders. You've
also,
seen what they did
also,
in Sri
guys,
Lanka.
if Bumrah is not there, so let's say Bumrah is not playing the group stages. Let's say that.
yeah.
Then you need an extra seamer. That is why Hardik and Nitish Reddy could come in and they can bowl the overs. You are anyway picking Washington Sundar as well as Kuldeep Yadav as your two spinners, right? Maybe somewhere maybe you have someone like Jadeja fitting in. He is also an all-rounder, and you can have Mohammad Shami. That's all. I mean, you won't need another full-time seamer. You can at least have So you can actually play four all-rounders in that playing 11. That
And
is
you're
where
also
I would do
forgetting
that.
Arshdeep. You're also forgetting Arshdeep Singh, who will be
Yeah.
extremely high on confidence after his performance in the T20 World Cup on pitches which were not
Also he
really
has
screen
been
conducive.
he has also been performing well in the domestic cricket.
Yeah,
So yeah, of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly. So
That
Arshdeep Singh is a
considering
left arm seamer.
that is considering Bumrah is not there. If
And you
Bumrah
like
is
that,
there,
and Krish, you like I mean, I like left arm seamers. We've had some great seamers in the
absolutely.
past, Zaid
I
Khan,
mean,
Irfan Pathan, and you
I
waited for
I
Arshdeep Singh. So
I would have liked him to bowl a little more faster, but yeah, I mean that's okay.
that's not
But
his
Krish,
forte, Shetty. Yeah.
huh? Sorry.
That's not his forte. Arshdeep is not going
Yeah.
to bowl
Yeah.
express pace
No,
for
but
you.
my question to Krish is like he just said that he will only play one seamer who is Mohammad Shami, and Raj said that the pitches might not turn. So why are we playing only
See,
one seamer then? And
so
are you relying on
it's
Hardik to put 10 overs for 5 games
yeah.
if we play till the
Yes,
final? I
yes.
don't think he
But
can.
they
I
might,
am
they might.
counting. I'm counting
But there
on
is
see.
also, but there is also, Krish, but there is also another reference to what you said. If you are looking at five bowlers, again, I don't think this current coaching, the current team management want to do that. You're also forgetting Kuldeep Yadav. So did I. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
there
of
is
course he is
this
there.
guy called
Yeah.
Kuldeep Yadav. He's going to make a lot of impact in that bowling. I mean, I don't see Jadeja and Akshar together in an ODI setup. Definitely not in Dubai. You will have a wrist
I
spinner
would,
and a containing bowler.
my preference would be Akshar over Jadeja, considering his
Same.
entire last 1 year, 2 years
Over
form.
Sundar as
I
well.
would drop, I would drop
Yeah.
Jadeja and put Akshar and Washi as two of
But
your
again,
spinners plus
but
He
the,
Kuldeep.
but
cannot
the
fit.
over one. Then why double standards over Jadeja? Because Jadeja was excellent in the World Cup. He took up,
I
he
mean,
there was so much
that's all.
burden on
That's
him.
all. That's
Why?
all. After that, I
Then
mean, how many wickets did he get? Not, I mean, not
how many
many.
runs?
He was
How
very
many? Then
containing. He was containing
how
bowling.
many runs did? Okay, take the T20 World Cup final out. How many runs did Virat Kohli get after the ODI World Cup? Why double standards over bowlers, boss? This is exactly with what happened with R. Ashwin. You would go overseas and leave out one of your greatest match winners,
But
and
but
suddenly there's
Raj,
this question.
but Raj, I think that Akshar Patel was excellent in T20 World Cup. You'll agree that.
Yes,
And after
yes,
that, he didn't get
yes,
many chances. He's always been
yes.
overlooked. Even in the home series against Bangalore, he didn't get a lot of chances where we know that he has the potential to bat and ball as well. Jitna, maybe he's a better batter than Jadeja. Can we
Yeah,
agree on that?
there are so many
Ah,
such examples from Indian cricket. Karun Nair, how many Test matches did he play after his triple hundred? Hanuma Vihari goes out and bats in the most dogged conditions overseas. Comes home, he's dropped. He does never comes back into the Indian team. Cheteshwar Pujara, Ajinkya
Mayank,
Rahane, one two bad series, they're out. You have
Mayank,
Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. Mayank Agarwal is a is another example. Both Mayank Agarwal and by the way, Karun Nair, opener and a middle order batter, they have been in excellent form in VHT after what you've done in BGT. So now nobody's going to talk about them because the batters. So it's difficult for them to get back. And Ravindra Jadeja, after such a sterling performance in the World Cup, in the ODI World Cup, he was good with both bat and ball. And suddenly you're saying, okay, but he hasn't done much. Yeah,
but
come
I
on, the
think
double
I
standards,
think he
na?
should be in the squad. I think I'm not saying that he should be left out of the squad, but
And he's
for
not your
me,
first
I
choice
think
all rounder, spinning all rounder.
no, he's
He's
not.
but he's
And
still
plus, how can you play three all rounders in your team with
no nobody.
Hardik also there and Jadeja also there and Akshar also there or Sundar
No,
there?
I don't think Jadeja and Akshar are going to make the squad together. They can't. It's just too much to ask of them to do that in an ODI. It's not
Yeah,
a test match in Chennai where the pitch is going to turn and you can have three finger spinners to do the job for you. There will be a Kuldeep Yadav for sure.
of
That
course.
is, he's one of the best bowlers in one day cricket. You can't forget.
Provided he is fully fit.
He will be more or less fit to see that Champions Trophy campaign. Hopefully, from India's
Yeah,
perspective, because if
we
you're
still
going
have
without
a
Bumrah and Kuldeep, yeah, if you're going without Bumrah and Kuldeep, that will be something. I think they're also waiting for that extra 1 week to assess
yeah.
Bumrah and
yeah.
Kuldeep how they're shaping up, especially Shami because they want to see exact. I mean, there will be no international experience before that because the series starts after.
Does he
But you
need
will
that? I
still
mean,
get
he has played a lot of international cricket where
yeah.
Shami can just come straight away, and he has played domestic. Not that he is out of match practice completely. He has been playing domestic. He is good, and T20 series will help him anyway. So he is
But
there
won't he be a
absolutely.
part of the ODI series as well against England?
Yeah, of course he will be.
So we'll get to
He should
know.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he
But
see the injury he has, if he does not break down, I mean, I absolutely don't hope that happening to Shami because Shami would be very crucial. if he does not break down, he will be playing that ODI series and he will definitely be in the Champions Trophy. As simple as that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
And
coming back to our
you,
first topic,
yeah.
we
Hmm.
can conclude and decide that what we have, we have decided which player should play. Like I said, Sanju Samson should be the first keeper, but I also think that he doesn't fit very lower in the order. What do you guys think about
That
it? Like, I don't think
that
he
is
should
I
come
I
after number
agree.
four, number five. So if he wants to play, he should be a little bit up. But who will
Either
sacrifice?
either you no, I don't see Samson in that 11 at all. KL Rahul is still my first wicket-keeper batter.
as
Yeah.
long as
Because Rishabh Pant is fit. Because Rishabh
yeah.
Pant is fit, they will be forced to look at it differently. But I hope KL Rahul is not getting out of the ODI 11 for sure.
No.
So in case
Yeah.
they want to pack an extra batter, that could be
Number
Rishabh
Bengal.
Pant in front of, yeah. I mean,
We
that could
all
be Rishabh Pant at number 6. So
we
I don't
all
see
can
that
agree.
happening.
We all can then agree that KL Rahul will be the first choice keeper batter for India in the 11.
I'm 200% sure. I'm 200% sure. You're not going to
Because
argue
Because
with
I
me.
think that
because the
yeah,
problem is
Chris.
here. You cannot put Sanju four or below. You have to play him in the one to three. As long as
Yeah.
Virat Kohli is there, you cannot play him at three. I mean, definitely you are not looking at him as opener because you have Rohit and Gill who have been excellent as openers. So the only place you have for him is number five or six. Sanju is not your number five or six player. So that
He's
is where
not.
Sanju's chances
But
end.
again, I think
KL
he would have
Rahul,
he
KL
could have
Rahul has
done a
done
lot
well.
better. I think Sanju would have been a better option than Shubman Gill for an opener in the Champions
No, no,
Trophy.
no.
And
I
I'm
won't say
just
that. See, I mean,
I'm just going by the form,
23 to
recent form. I
2023,
don't.
he scored what? Around 1300 ODI runs. I mean, what are you saying? I mean,
He did,
he is
but
your
now we are
number one
speaking
ODI
about the
player.
current form, right? Now we are
As
speaking
per
But
about
then
the
as per
current
current
form,
current
form.
form,
then nobody gets in.
yeah,
Then Virat Kohli
yeah.
doesn't get in either. So let's by the way, you guys are talking so confidently about Rohit and Gill as openers. It's like Rohit might not take another captaincy call and say, you know what, I'm not good enough. So you never know.
Ego,
I hope
ego.
I
ICC,
hope we don't come to that. I hope we
yeah,
don't come to that
it's
situation
ICC tournament,
because
and he see
yeah.
that is my belief that Rohit will go out on a high. He will do well in
Yeah.
Champions Trophy and probably say, "Okay, boss, this is done. I'm not playing Test anymore. You guys can take over. Whoever you want to have
Yeah.
a captain."
Yeah.
This
And
is my
exactly this is what we discussed last time also before the Sydney test that
yeah.
this is what he's going to do. And it's going to be a
So
good move. People will forget that he played badly. There are already rumors.
Provided India can qualify from that group, because anyway the last time we played in Dubai we also had Pakistan and New Zealand and we lost to both.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah,
2020.
that's a
my,
totally
my,
different story. That's a
my
totally I
my
don't
my
think.
forecast my forecast on the 15th of January 2025 sitting today, India lifts the Champions Trophy. Rohit and Virat celebrating, basking in glory,
And
and two
retiring.
minutes later, Rohit retires from all formats. Virat Kohli retires from the ODI format, and then by the end of July, August, you have Virat Kohli retiring from the Test format after we've thrashed England 3-2 in
Virat
that
Kohli is
series. Going to
playing
be
till
dramatic.
27. Virat Kohli is playing till 27.
I doubt
Virat
that.
Kohli
I
is not
doubt that.
retiring. So
No.
in 2025 at least. But okay, you predicted one thing. I want you to predict. You said that Rohit and Virat will lift the trophy. How are they going to perform in the Champions Trophy according to you? Lifting the trophy is something else. But
One
how?
and two. One and two. I'm not going to say who is going to be one, but one of them will be one and two.
Okay, okay,
Like the World
makes
Cup.
sense.
And
Gill will
Shetty is going
So
to
be
say India not even going to the final. I know what Shetty is saying. I don't think India is
no,
even
no,
going to
no, no.
qualify
I'm
for the
pretty
final.
confident. I'm pretty confident that India
Yeah.
are going to do good in the Champions Trophy because it's their format. Like Krish mentioned earlier, like ODI, Rohit and Virat are the best ODI players. So I'm
And we'll
quite
take
sure.
Badla. We'll
also.
take Badla over Australia. It'll be Australia, India, Australia in the final, and we'll
Please
thrash
don't.
Australia.
Please don't say it. I
India,
am not
Australia.
ready to see one
There
more
is
final
there is
against
also Travis
Australia.
Head.
There's also Pat Cummins. He was not supposed to be there or miss the championship, but he's here
No,
again.
I want it to be India, Australia. Forget India, Pakistan. Pakistan are so bad. I mean, I know they won some series now, but come an ICC tournament, they're going to fumble again. They're going to be nervous. There'll be so many rifts in that team. Players not talking to each other. Maybe another coach would have run away and say, "I don't want to coach this team anymore." So I don't know what's going to happen with that Pakistan team. India, Australia, the biggest rivalry in world cricket right now. I think there's another final loading,
Why
and I
is
hope
there
we
a
can demolish
rivalry
that.
even? Like, how many times have they like upset? They have given us an upset in the finals in the
Who?
last 2 3 years. Australia have whenever they have met us in a very clutch situation, they won, right? So I
But
don't
but
think
how
it's a
often? I
rivalry
mean,
altogether.
over the last year or so, okay, India Australia
Yeah,
WTC
two, three
final, India
years.
Australia ODI.
That comments
But
Australia.
apart from that, you had to wait for nearly 20 years. 2003 is when we lost to Australia. Then in 2007 in the T20 World Cup, we beat them in South Africa. So we went to the final, we went on to win. So at
But
quarterfinal, 2011
2015,
quarterfinal,
This is
those are clutch matches also.
2015, they
this is
eliminated us
this is
from
South Africa's
semi-final.
year, and maybe South
So,
Africa will go on to lift.
yeah. Okay, I think we have come to a
So
decision that KL Rahul might.
so let's talk about the playing 11. We'll start with Raj. What will be your
Yeah,
playing 11?
I have mentioned it, but I think my number six will be an extra all-rounder. So I am going. No, sorry. What did I say? Number six was the only contention. So number six is Hardik Pandya. Number seven. So I'm going to move one guy each, and then I'm going to fit Kuldeep Yadav in that lineup. So that will be the rest of my 11. But I think they're going to go with that extra bowling all.
Okay, so I'll say mine, which will be I think I'll not mine, but I think which they are going to play. So Rohit, Gill, Virat, Shreyas, KL, and then
Yeah.
Hardik.
Hardik, Washington or Aksar, one of them, Kuldeep, and then three pacers,
So
Arshdeep,
you have no
Shami, and
Jadeja.
Bumrah.
You have
No,
no
not
Jadeja as
Jadeja.
well.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay. Your
No,
team.
no Jadeja in my team. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have
Okay.
the same top six, and then I'll choose Washi as seven, then Nitish Reddy as eight, and then I'll pick Kuldeep Yadav as nine, and 10, 11 would be my two paces. So if
Okay.
Bumrah plays, definitely Bumrah and Shami. If Bumrah does not play, then Shami and Arshdeep or Harshit Rana, someone like that.
Okay. Okay. That's three pretty good
Siraj,
teams. Three pretty good teams.
Siraj
Uh,
is not in my 11.
Yeah,
yeah,
neither
neither
in
in
mine.
mine. Three pretty good teams here then for all of you to come and please do comment with your teams. But I just think that these two guys are being extremely unfair on Ravindra Jadeja, who's been a stalwart for India across formats, especially when you pick up the ODI World Cup. Nobody talks about Jadeja's performances that way because India didn't end up winning the World Cup.
There are
You
so
talk about
few.
Rohit, you talk
There is
about
nothing to
Virat.
talk about.
No, he was what I think he picked about 16 wickets. He scored useful runs toward down the order. Without Hardik Pandya, he was the main all rounder, and he did the job with five bowlers. I thought he was commendable. So you don't want to leave him out, and he's a good batter. Sometimes you've relied him. You over reliant on Jadeja in Test cricket, even in overseas conditions. So come on, you got to give that man a chance and see what he can do that, whether he can do that for you in the Champions Trophy. But thank you so much, as always. It was invigorating to discuss cricket with Krishnendu Banerjee, Abhishek Shetty on the Unfriendly Cricket Podcast. You can of course leave your teams in your comments because I know this is going to be a difficult decision for the selectors and of course the captain and the coach when they actually meet to make the real 11 that actually matters before match day. Thank you so much for joining us. Do join us back for a lot more fireworks next week. Thank you.